Hello there guys, and welcome to another race here in Elite Racing League. This time we are on a new league of that group of leagues. We are on the endurance division, and what it means is that we are gonna have full quality and 100% race distance races instead of 50%, the ones that we are used to race. And we are gonna race in Saudi Arabia, so instead of being a common 25 lapper, it is gonna be a 50 lapper. So will I endure this thing? Which I think I'll do it. But well, let's see how many DNFs will we have, because I don't know, maybe some drivers cannot hold these 50 laps. Unfortunately, I did not participate in round 1 because I was outside of my house, but now we are in round 2 and we are debuting in this league. And hope we get well, but for now it's going pretty well because on Q1 I got through it with no effort. And then in Q2 it was kind of getting through with more effort, because I did a lap on mediums, but then after that I was like outside top 10, so then I decided to set another lap and got into Q3. The scariest situation I've been in this session was when I almost crashed into Vertapia. I was on my out lap, and unfortunately I was on the racing line while I was heating up my tires, but well, fortunately there were no crashes involved, and to make things better, I did not get penalized by blocking Vertapia. I think I did not block and ruined that much of his lap. So yeah, we are here in Q3. It was going pretty well, I think so. I did a lap which was a 1:27.3, and now we are about to begin the final lap of the session that we're gonna do. We head into turn 1, braking at the yellow mark, and we are gaining barely any time compared to the last lap that I did previously. That same session in Q3, we head into the SS. We are overall gaining 700ths of a second. That I almost ran wide and almost ruined my lap, because if you run too wide into those curves, you get bottomed out because the floor touches the curves, and that means that you lose grip and that destroys your lap. Heading into turn 14, we are barely gaining in time, and Island sets a lap time of 1:26.1. It is gonna be pretty impossible to get pole position unless we drive the final sector like God, and I was going pretty nervous. Heading into turns 22 and 23, and now we head into the final corner. We head into turn 26, overall improving by 1700ths of a second, and Vertapia sets the pole time of 1:26.049, and we open the DRS. Of course we won't get pole, and we set a lap time of 1:27.012, which puts us into third position. Oh wow, what a gap between myself and the top 2. I qualified third with a lap time of 1:27.0, and then the second placed driver in qualifying set a lap time of 1:26.1. that is almost a second. Verstappen gets pole position, as I said, followed by Alan, then myself, and the top 3 is separated by almost a second, and Jimmy qualifies for more than a second slower than the pole time. Drill GT qualified 5th, Pablo in 6th, Eddie in 7th, Kludak in 8th, the TW driver in Aston Martin in 9th, well, the other, not the real GT, and the final driver who qualified in this Q3, P1, P3. My teammate who did not set time in Q3. I think he gave up, or maybe he DNF'd before he set a lap time. But, well, let's see how it goes for us in this race. And with that, we are gonna begin the first race that I do in any league racing on my sim racing career. That is gonna be 100% race distance, and we're beginning in 3rd, and we are on the way for the 2nd round in Elite Racing League Endurance Division in Saudi Arabia. We headed to turn 1 round the outside, and unfortunately I got very squished that I didn't have that much speed, and we made contact with the real GT. We're will to will him, and into turn 4 he wins the battle, but now he gets a turbo victory, and I wanted to get into the inside that little room, but unfortunately that went terribly, as you could see, and looks like there is a little bit of chaos, and that Aston Martin almost crashed into us, but fortunately we could dodge him, and we are back in P9 after being in P10 for a few seconds. But yeah, it is a terrible start that we have done, but well, can we at least make a comeback in those 49 laps? But well, you need to wait. But for now, we begin lap 2. We're down to 11th. We heading to turn 1 around the outside. Oh my goodness me, someone has spun us. And that is just the frustrating thing, because you don't know who was the driver who spun around you. We are back in P15 after being in P16 for a while. That Alfa Romeo ran wide. I knew that he was gonna run wide, so I did not fight him. And then we are back into P14, and we see that there is a little bit of a battle, or maybe there's just a little bit of chaos, as we see that Kludak is going slow. We overtake him easily. We are up into P13, and we overtake both Ferraris, and so that means that we are up into P11. So we are doing a quick recovery after being spun around and going down to P16, and now we are in P10 after Berni got a slow entry into like turn 15, and looked like Berni was trying to overtake me, and I ran wide exiting turn 22, which is not a good thing. Meanwhile, we are virtual safety car, Delfo is out of the race. I was gonna say that we are half a second behind the Aston Martin that is in 9th place, but that doesn't matter anymore. I tried to overtake him, well, I at least planned, but now the virtual safety car ruined that plan. And the boxes, so that means that we are up into P7, but that means that more drivers other than Eddie boxed. So we're gonna be ending the virtual safety car in P7. Fortunately, that means because of it that we won't have to worry a lot about our fuel, because I underfueled the car, and because I was expecting some safety cars, because I underfueled the car. That is going pretty well according to my fuel strategy. We see that some drivers have already a 5-second time penalty. Virtual safety car is ending, and we are pretty close with the Aston Martin, and we try to overtake him, but maybe in this straight won't be the one where we will overtake, I decided to not open the RS and instead open it on the next straight, but as you can see, beginning lap 4, I could not overtake him. I almost did on turn 27, but it failed, and now he got a better acceleration than me on the exit, and now I cannot overtake him right now. I need to wait until the end of this lap. But then this happened. Verstappen is out of the race, and because of him it deployed the full course safety car, so that means that I cannot overtake the Aston Martin anymore until the end of this thing. And now, speaking about the strategies, we are going to stay out because it's only lap 4 out of 50, so I don't think it is gonna be a good idea to box for mediums. And although yeah, it'll be a hard medium, but nah, I don't think that it'll be an ideal strategy. I'm gonna wait until the next safety car, and if there's no safety car after like 10 laps or 15 laps, well, maybe 25 laps, I'm gonna box on like lap 20 or so. No driver ahead of me boxed, and at the end of lap 6 the safety car ended, and so we begin racing a little bit bunched up as usual during the end of the safety cars, and there is already battle for like P3, and meanwhile we are going to see if it's gonna be worth it to join the battle, or maybe we'll be maintaining behind them in order to make the out. Oh my goodness me, I got the snap of oversteer. I almost spun, but I was gonna say that let's see if we are gonna maintain behind them in order to see if they're gonna fight too hard that day, like crash into each other or so, in order to overtake them and get away easily. Meanwhile, it's all pretty much bunched up, and I try to overtake that Aston Martin that is ahead of me, but I don't know if it's gonna be a chance to overtake him right now, but instead I decided to maintain behind him because in these straights it is not ideal to overtake him, but he runs wide and I'm taking advantage of it, and we overtake him and get up into P5. But then heading into turn 26 he overtakes me, tries to re-overtake me, and goes around the outside of me, and into turn 27 he makes a switch back, and well, I could defend my position, but not anymore because Jimmy sets the fastest lap. Oh yeah, it's outside the topic. Oh no, I did also overtook me. Now we're down to P8. Oh my goodness me, no, that is just bad. That is bad. And now that Ferrari is trying to overtake me, and now we are back into P7 because I could get ahead of the Ferrari, but oh man, that is total disaster. I got overtaken by that Aston Martin. I could not defend well, and then Eddie overtook me, so we are down to P7. Not good, not good. Laps passed, and the Aston Martin and Eddie were fighting while I was watching them, but the safety car, another full course safety car, got deployed because they retired from the race, and that was enough for the stewards to deploy the safety car. This time I decided to box for mediums, and that means that I'll do a hard medium strategy. So the thing is that the first stint of mediums will last like 20 or so laps, and then the other stint of mediums will last 20 or so laps. So yeah, on like lap 30 I'm gonna box for mediums for another sets of them, in case that there are no safety cars that gets deployed during these 40 laps. Lap 11 and the safety car ends, and because I boxed I'm down to P12, and now it's gonna be P11 because that Ferrari has left the race, and now it's AI who is driving the car. And meanwhile Alfred is going pretty slowly, and I was attempting to overtake him, but I decided to not do it, and instead rear-end him a little bit so he can get out of my way. And now we are up into the points now, and looks like Chemo has gotten a mistake into like turn 9, I think so. And heading into turn 13, we are less than a second behind Chemo, so in the next 2 laps we'll have DRS, but I don't know if it's gonna be necessary, if he's gonna make more mistakes, and I think he's done more mistakes. Well, one more mistake he has done, and now we are wheel into turn 24, and we are doing this thing, and we overtake him down the inside, I mean, and we are up into P9 with that. Lap 15 we are in P8. I overtook El Brigido pretty easily before turn 27 on the previous lap, and now we head into the SS, and looks like the Aston Martin has gotten wide because he's touched the curbs, these curbs that destroy your lap. Oh man, for him. But now we are up into P7, and now it's time to maybe overtake a couple in this lap, and later on, that's the thing, we have done it. At the same lap, into turn 26, we overtook Capo, and we are up into P6. And the thing is that, fortunately, he won't re-overtake us, and to make sure, I started to deploy more ERS, so he doesn't have any chances to re-overtake me. And on lap 16, we are officially up into P6. Lap 20, and I caught Eddie and Jimmy pitted, but an Aston Martin is out of the race, and that deployed the virtual safety car, so unfortunately I cannot overtake Eddie right now, but well, it's a long way in this race, so maybe I'll overtake him in the next lap. And I indeed overtook him on that lap, but in reality was that he boxed as well as more drivers, and because of that I'm now leading the race, because they took an advantage from that virtual safety car and made a cheap pit stop. But yeah, I'm a bit scared that they would do something that I'm not knowing, and maybe they are going to massacre me and put me down lots of places. But for now I think Alan is the one who might destroy me. And laps passed, and I was still maintaining the race lead, and as you can see, Alan is right behind me. He has gotten me. Eddie's out of the race, but that doesn't matter. Nothing got deployed, and Alan overtook me. But I still decided to re-overtake him into turn 27. I was on mediums, he was on hards, but well, he was flat out better than me in terms of driving and pace. And we begin lap 30 down to P2, but still it was pretty predictable because of him. I don't know why I decided to re-overtake him. I think in reality it was because I ran wide and past the braking zone. I don't know, but the thing is that the only thing I have to do is maintain less than a second behind Alan. But then laps passed, and he's now more than a second ahead of me, so now I don't have DRS anymore. But then another safety car got deployed, and thank God it got deployed because I got past the pit window. Well, no, well, according to the game, I am yet to be in the pit window, but for me, I was still in the pit window because I planned to box in like lap 30 or so, but then I decided to stay out for a few more laps just in case there is a safety car, and fortunately it happened. So now we're gonna box for another set of mediums, and the engineer is agreeing this with me. So that's a good thing because that means that I won't lose any positions, because that will be a free pit stop. It is during the safety car, so I did that thing and didn't lose any positions because the drivers that were behind me also boxed, and they boxed for soft tires, so I'm a bit scared. Lap 37, the safety car ended, and I'm scared because, well, maybe I think I would regret boxing for mediums instead of soft tires. I was having the same mentality of like the tire wears that are the same as the 50% race distance races, and I was not thinking that the soft tires would last like 17 laps in optimal pace, but I forgot it was like a 100% race distance race, and the tire wear in these race distances aren't the same as the ones from the 25 lappers, so that means that with these race distances the tires compounds last longer than the ones that are during the 50% race distance. It's the way the game got programmed, so let's not overthink a lot about that thing. Let's just maintain second place and hope we can finish that position, but unfortunately Jimmy overtook us pretty easily. Well, fortunately he has a 3-second time penalty, so that means that I'm still in second place, and also that I don't have to worry that much about him, just maintain the distance with him. Alan sets the fastest lap of the race, and then Real GT overtakes me. We are down to 4th place. The good thing is that it is 13 laps to go, so if there's no more safety cars, we get the RS, and that means that it is gonna be a great fight. But in order to be in that great fight, I needed to push a lot with those mediums, and that's the thing I did not do, and instead Paolo overtook me, and now we're down to P5. But he's run out of ERS, so maybe I can re-overtake him pretty easily because I have ERS, he hasn't, and well, maybe he's gonna get pretty far away from me, but the thing is that because he has no ERS, I'll maintain that gap with me, and maybe he gets pretty fast, and also myself because of him, and then gets with those drivers, the GT and Jimmy, and it might convert into a 4-way fight for P2, right? But no, instead it was a 3-way fight for P2 because I am pretty much behind them in order to fight them. But Aaron, I don't know what happened to him, but he's boxing. Aaron is boxing, and that means that he's down the order, and I don't know if he's gonna box for like soft tires, although he has the fastest lap. But damn, that was a little bit surprising for me. I thought that Alan was gonna stay out and win the race pretty easily, but no, he gave out the race win, or maybe it is because he has pretty worn out mediums. But well, getting back to our POV, well, to our topic, it is that we are trying to catch back the people and get into the fight, and so it gets into a 4-way fight for now, the race lead. So it is gonna be a pretty great fight. Although yeah, technically in P3 with the penalties applied because Jimmy has a 3-second time penalty, but I'm not satisfied with that. I want the race win because I haven't won a race since like last year, so I want to win a race, and now I am trying to push, and I need to push now because it is 8 laps to go and the sun is rising, and that means that the race is going to end pretty soon. And meanwhile, it isn't gonna be a 4-way fight for the race lead anymore because I'm seeing that it is a fight for P2 with Jimmy and Pablo, and that means that I am gonna think that they're gonna fight too hard that I can join that fight. Although yeah, unfortunately that means that the race win won't be that possible, but at least for P2, at least. At the end of the lap, the virtual safety car got deployed, and now we are on lap 45, and we see that Jimmy and Pablo are fighting pretty hard for P2, and they are running out of ERS because of their rear light blinking, and so that means that they fight too hard that I'm going to fight for P2. That's the thing I wanted. Oh, that's pretty good. And we head into turn 11 and 12, pretty near them, and we head into turn 13 and hope I don't spin. I almost crashed into the inner wall, but well, that is not that bad. We're still less than a second behind them, and we head into turns 15 and 16 and then 17, and we have DRS. And I had DRS in those previous straights, but now that seems pretty possible that I am finally joining the fight for P2. Wait, actually no, that's the first time I have DRS for a long while, like since I don't know, since the laps was in the 30s. And we head into turn 27. There are wheel to wheel. I tried to not do a 3 wide because it is a bad idea, but we're still in 4th place, and we see that Jimmy is the one who is in 2nd place, but no, oh my goodness me, I made contact with Jimmy, and Jimmy is still in P2. That's the thing I want, because he has the penalty, and so that means that I only need to overtake Pablo, and that's the thing I have done it. Lap 46, and we are up into P3, P2 with the penalties applied. So the thing is that we need to maintain that position, and I mean that I need to not be overtaken by Pablo, but still be less than a second behind Jimmy in order to have DRS from him and make it a bit easier to defend my position from Pablo. So, well, hope that he doesn't overtake me and Jimmy, and we have DRS, and we head into turn 24. He has run out of ERS, and I mean Jimmy, and we exit turn 25, and we get DRS, and oh man, I don't want to overtake Jimmy. I want to get DRS, but we can turn 27, and oh, Jimmy wanted to be overtaken by myself, and I'm still in P3. That's a good thing, and I still get DRS, and we are now 4 laps to go. We head into turns 1, 2, and 3 that you can, and we are still in P3, and hope it maintains like that until the end of the race. Lap 49, and we are still in P3, less than a second behind Jimmy, but then Paulo tries to overtake me around the outside to turn 26, but then I decided to defend that place, but I defended too much that I overtook Jimmy, and Pablo is up into P3, and Jimmy is down to P4, and we begin the final lap of the race, and Jimmy tries to re-overtake me into turn 1, and he goes down the inside, but he does not dive on me. That is pretty good, and I'm still in P2 physically, and with that, we begin the final lap of the race in P2, and hope it maintains like that for the rest of the race. We are in a few corners to end this race, and we are in P2 after 50 laps, and with that it is gonna end my first sim racing league race that I compete at 100% race distance, 50 laps inside the area. Hope they come to an end with me finishing P2. Hope this happens, and we head into this straight-ish. We head into turn 24. The good thing is that Jimmy is not in the DRS for myself. He is more than a second behind me, and with that we are gonna finish in P2, and we are gonna celebrate with that. I am finally happy. Finally, after 4 months without the podium, last time being in Belgium back in Titanium Red, there we go, a cinemas! We finished P2, although the game got pretty much bugged and it says that I won the race, but no, don't believe in that. Although yeah, I wish I could have won the race, but well, still, I finished P2. Finally, a podium. A podium. Oh. Oh my goodness me. Finally. Finally.